Hey KT fam, I'm back with another video. This is a different kind of video today. Obviously you can tell by the title. It's a story time. And I thought this would be a good story time because I know that a lot of us have been through horrible relationships and we're not alone. Just relationships that have just messed us up, like messed us up for like the future relationships that we're gonna have. So anyway, before I do start talking about this video, make sure you like, make sure you comment. I know you guys are gonna have a lot to say, and subscribe if you're not subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and if you are, thank you so much. All right, so where do I start? I was in high school. I think it was senior year, and I was dating this girl. I met her. I played basketball. I went to two different high schools. So the first high school I went to, I was on the basketball team. I went there for 2 years. And then the second high school was my last 2 years. I didn't play basketball at that school. It was just a lot of things that I went through, which will be another story time. So anyway, I was at a basketball game and I met this girl and she was pretty and we were talking. Next thing you know, we're friends. And next thing you know, we're dating. So I'm just trying to skip the boring part and get to the good parts. So we're dating and everything is good at first and da 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 da, which is always how it is. And then like we would hang out. Like I had all the trust in the world, like all the trust in the world for this girl. You know, it's like she would say her dad got her car, or she was going to her cousin's house, or her cousin this or her cousin that, or a family trip to Orlando, and I never questioned any of it. And so it started getting weird when like this girl would be blowing up her phone and she would be like, oh, it's nothing, she just won't leave me alone, da 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 da. I'd be like, okay, cool, because she would literally answer the phone and like be cursing the girl out, like, stop calling my phone, like, we're not together, this and that. So I didn't think nothing of it. And then but it would happen all the time, and we were together all the time, which is another reason why I trusted her. So we're gonna call her B. The girl that I dated, we're gonna call her B. So anyway, yeah, me and B were together all the time. We would go to the club, we would do just everything together. It was just little high school stuff, nothing serious, you know, hanging out with the friends and basketball games and whatnot. And yeah, we went to the club. Back then you could get in when you were like 18. Wow, that ring light is really in my eye right now, but whatever. So I want to fast forward to where it started getting really bad, because I never really thought anything of that girl texting her or calling her, blowing up her phone. And so one day, like, she had her friends and I had my friends, and then we kind of had the same friends. And so one of my friends was talking to one of her friends, like they were friends. You know, high school is a whole mess. So my friend and her friend were talking one day, and apparently her friend said something about B's boyfriend, and my friend was like, no, B is dating Kayla. And they were like, no, da 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 da. So it was a whole thing. So it came back to me, went back to her, and of course she was like, no, I don't have a boyfriend, this and that and the other. And meanwhile, I didn't even tell you, like, she never would let me touch her. Like, when we were messing around, like, she never let me touch her. And I thought that was kind of weird. And she would just tell me these stories that's kind of personal, but it just, none of it made sense. So yeah, so then they came to me like she has a boyfriend and this and that and the other. And I'm like, nah, that's not true. She doesn't have a boyfriend. And so I asked her, like, do you have a boyfriend? She's like, no, I don't have a boyfriend. And it actually became this whole big mess at school, to where like my friend was like, basically we were all just fighting, just disagreeing. It was one big huge disagreement. And we got called into the office one day in high school, and they were like, you guys need to talk about it, this and that, because we were literally like fighting, like to the point where we were gonna physically fight each other. And she was like We were all just yelling at each other when they called us into the office. And eventually she was like, yeah, I have a boyfriend and a girlfriend. Is that what you guys want to hear? I have a boyfriend and a girlfriend. There you go. There you go. So basically the way she said it was, it's like she was admitting it, but at the same time she was just saying it to like get out of there. So I still ended up believing her. And we were still hanging out, we were still together, and then the guy called one day and he called her phone, and I guess he'd heard that she had a girlfriend, and he was in college at this point, which is whatever. So I got on the phone because he called her and she put me on the phone like, please tell him we're not together, we're just friends, this and that and the other. And I did it. And I did that. Yep. I told the guy that we were just friends and we're not together, and then after that is when I was like, okay, so you are with this guy. And that's when it all came out. And a little bit after that, you know, I tried to do my own thing and I started talking to somebody else, and she got mad. And she would come over because at that time when that happened, I was living on my own. I was 18 and I had my apartment with, I had a roommate, I had a friend that I lived with, and we put on the door, it said no B zone, like it said her name, no B zone. We taped it on the door. So she came with a permanent marker and she wrote B zone, like she wrote her name and put zone, like B zone. So basically we were telling her like she can't come here, and she basically said like, this is mine, my place. And anyway, after that she found out that I was talking to somebody else, somehow heard that we were at the mall, like me and the girl I was talking to were at the mall, and she keyed my car and she wrote her name in my car. Yeah, my first car that I had that my dad got me, it was a brand new 2-door Honda Civic, and she keyed my car. And yeah, but I still talked to her after that. We would just fight a lot, because after that it was like, who's texting your phone, like you're lying, this and that. And she would get mad that I was questioning her, and then we would end up physically fighting, and it was just getting worse and worse. And it was like, I was so stupid. I knew about this guy, but I still continued with her. And then, yeah, so back to what I said about, you know, her having this cousin and going to Orlando on family trips. Basically, she was going to see him. He was the cousin that she was always talking about. So anytime she said, like, my cousin got me this, or my cousin brought me here, or my cousin, it was always him. So that messed me up a lot, because it's like, damn, if you could lie like that, like I literally, why would I question you going to your cousin's house or a family trip to Orlando? Yeah, so come to find out, that was all lies. It was all to go see him, and things that he had gotten her. So like I said, it was just getting worse and worse. She blocked me on her phone, I remember, which I didn't care. I was trying to move on anyway. Oh, no. Okay, before that, sorry, skip that. I knew this was gonna happen because I'm horrible at telling stories. But anyway, so before that happened, I was talking to a different girl. Yeah, I used to just talk to people. It was in high school, I was a stud, I was all over. So I was talking to another girl, and I was working at Taco Bell. I'd gotten off work and I was going to the girl's house. She found out. I don't know how she was always finding out things. She found out, and she came over and she was like, you're not going anywhere, this and that and the other, da-da-da, I'm not leaving. And I'm like, well, you stay here then. I'm taking a shower, I'm getting out of here. And she stayed, she kept my phone. But before she took my phone, I actually called the girl whose house I was going to, and her friends came over. So B ended up keeping my phone, staying at the apartment, and the girl I was talking to and her friends came and got me, and we were like, F this, B. And yeah. So yeah, after that, so she ended up blocking me on her phone. I did end up getting my phone back. She ended up blocking me on her phone, and whatnot, which, like I said, I didn't care, because it's whatever. Like, I'm trying to move on anyway. You're the one that keeps freaking pulling me back, and like, I've been talking to other people. So yeah, and I remember getting a call on an unknown number, and it was like, hey, I need a ride, this and that and the other. And I'd had a rental car because my cousin had crashed my car, and I'm like, sure. Now, she called me on an unknown number. I didn't even have her number, so she told me where to pick her up, and I picked her up. I took her where she needed to go, and it's like, I was so stupid. I was so stupid. And I remember she came to me one day, and she was like, what if I told you I was pregnant? And I was like, how would you be pregnant? She's like, what if I told you I was pregnant? I'm like, I don't know. And then it's your kid. You're having a kid. Like, what do you want me to tell you? And that was a weird conversation. But we weren't talking. It was such a messed up relationship. It was like, I don't know even how long I didn't have her number for. She would just call me blocked. Like I said, can you pick me up or whatever. And the last time I talked to her, my stepmom was pregnant with my sister, and she was mad about something. She was mad about something. And she said to me, I hope that you and your sister drown in a bathtub. And I hung up, and I never talked to her again. Like, my sister wasn't even born yet, and I had a bond with my sister since my stepmom got pregnant. So for you to say something like that to me, I just never looked back. That's when it officially ended, and I didn't care. And I was sad for like a day or two. But after her, I really was messed up in my future relationships, because I didn't trust anybody. It's like, especially with this social media thing, like, I would talk to females, and if I see them like comment or like another girl's picture or whatever, I would just stop talking to them. I wouldn't say anything to them. I would just stop talking to them. Like, that's it. Like, just ghost them, pretty much. That's how bad my trust issues were. And it was terrible. Like, I would literally, oh god, I remember one girl I talked to put like good morning with like a emoji on Twitter to another girl, and I never talked to her again. Yeah. And B ended up being pregnant by some guy that she worked with at McDonald's. So my story's probably all over the place. First of all, I'm not even that good at telling stories. Second of all, I'm still super new to this YouTube thing. So feel free to comment down below, like, how you feel, or if you've been in a messed up like relationship that really just ruined your trust issues for the future, or whatever it is. Yeah, comment down below, like the video, give it a thumbs up if you like my story. And I'm so titty. The girl that was blowing up her phone all the time, that was her girlfriend. She just treated her like crap, but that was literally her girlfriend. And when she wasn't around me, she would be telling that girl that, like, whatever she told me about her, that's what she told her about me. Like, oh, I'm stalking her, I won't leave her alone, this and that and the other. Like, she would just tell us the same thing. So it was just terrible. But she never cursed me out like that, how she did that girl. So that girl probably was more stupid than me. We were both studs. I was a stud at the time, the other girl was a stud. And yeah, so basically she was just no good. There's a lot of no good people out there, and that's why I'm fortunate to have my girlfriend right now, because she's just, I wish I'd met her a long time ago. I would have learned so much more, and I would be so much better off. I mean, I am better off now that I met her. And yeah, so I hope everybody gets their Eliante, because there's a lot of bad people out there, people that just aren't ready for relationships or don't know how to be in one. Yeah, so like the video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, follow me on social media, and subscribe. All right, bye guys.